Hi there. If you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about or considering doing a hackathon, or at least want to know what they're all about. So a hackathon is a short project that usually lasts a few days, typically a weekend, and is normally geared towards programming or coding, but it really varies depending on the event. I've attended both virtual and in-person hackathons, but overall the project's venue, duration, and other accommodations may vary. Some hackathons are beginner-friendly, and little or no experience is required to attend. As a matter of fact, there's usually an event on the first day to help people get to know one another and form teams if you don't already have one. After that, they usually hold an opening ceremony where they inform everyone of the challenges and kick off your projects. Again, depending on the hackathon, they may provide dinner or overnight accommodations. Probably not with the virtual ones, though. Throughout the hackathon, they may also have different workshops to help you with your project. And the last day, you might have some time to add some finishing touches to your project, but typically the last day is reserved for project demonstrations and presentations. After the demos, there will be some closing remarks where they'll present the winners. Depending on the hackathon, there may be multiple winners and may or may not include prizes. For the purposes of this video, I will be discussing my experience with the latest hackathon that I attended. I already had a team formed before the event, so we decided to skip the opening ceremony, especially since most of us had to work. Our hackathon started on a Friday evening, so we took that time to choose a challenge and brainstorm our project. And here are a few clips from our brainstorming session.
I don't know, the challenge is cool, but it's so low pressure. It's such a low pressure environment. You know, because it's outer space and it's a vacuum. Oh, no.
Funny.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Give him that.
All weekend.
All weekend, maybe.
Yeah.
Spare us, Lord.
No, but you can, if you wish to just present, like, hey, this is my idea, and here are some cool concepts, and here's some conceptual art, and this is how it would work, and whatnot, and just have a presentation like a PowerPoint slides or something. Remember, guys, we're a community. I want to run this like a communism, like communism, because that's what works, right? Just kidding.
Got it, comrade.
This is our project, not your project or mine. It's ours.
Depends on if it's a good prize or not.
Yeah, there you go. If they're offering Nintendo Switches again, I mean, it's hard to say no to that.
Right.
Were there references?
Yeah.
Mine didn't show any.
If you click on the actual title.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't even think to do the obvious thing of selecting it. It's highlighted in blue.
It's highlighted in blue and underlined. It clearly means nothing, right?
Oh, I got a redirect notice. It didn't work.
Oh, gosh. Anyway.
You tricked me. Return to previous page. Sure. Okay, go on.
Lasers. You could just 3D print a laser gun. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Not yet, at least. I don't know. Maybe.
I propose a laser.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. I'll just design a laser then.
Do it, Mickey.
Okay, wow. Well,
what were you
saying? I want to hear that explanation. You can present. You designed a laser and then you present why this was the most relevant thing to 3D print out for Challenge 4 and why that's good for a living.
Oh, dude, that's an easy one. I just pull up one slide and that says lasers are cool. And that's it. And everybody would
be sure to use your laser pointer in your demonstration.
Yeah, exactly, and I'll get a standing ovation. I can guarantee it.
And then when everyone gawks in awe, you say, case in point. Done. And drop the laser and walk out.
Yeah, there you go. You know why they like lasers, right? Because it's lit. Oh!
Comms concept is not as trivial as people make it out to be.
Yeah,
I have reverence for that.
It could get pretty complicated, can't it?
Well, I don't know how much more, maybe this has been a good meeting, guys, and I wish y'all the best of luck. Challenges, whatever y'all decide to go on. Wait, I think we're forgetting the best thing that we could give them right now, and that's that laser, yo. Just let them, protect themselves with the laser.
Yeah, it's like the most dangerous, sorry, the best thing to do against a laser is a good guy with a laser. No, I'm kidding.
That could be your whole presentation.
Yeah. I'm sure that will get another standing ovation. We're going to the moon for scientific discovery, economic benefits, and inspiration for a new generation of explorers. You. And by you, I mean us, because, communism. No. The Artemis generation. With this in mind, choose our own adventure. We could literally do whatever we want as long as it's related to Artemis.
Those are my votes at the time. Maybe let everybody vote on what their 3 favorite are, and then see what the overlap is, and then kind of go from there. I'm sorry. I mean, I guess I don't know if that falls under your communism. Starting to sound more like a kind of democracy, but whatever we're floating here.
No, what I was saying about that is like it's our vote, not just like, oh, I guess Dom likes this, so we're going with Dom. It's like it's our vote. So, communism. Let's say your main lander is that signal beacon, right? And you're outside of your crew member is outside of that range. Could you send a rover that is kind of how should I say
it's
it?
Like
kind
of maybe
Huh?
search and rescue, like a search and rescue rover, or what?
Well, not just a search and rescue rover, but it also it serves the purpose of looking for the crew member, and it kind of takes the signal and amplifies the signal, so it expands the range of your signal to that last known location.
It's kind of a repeater.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And something like that, Javi, having an external repeater or boosted signal that you can portably take elsewhere could get over any of those limitations that I was mentioning anyway, about like environmental obstruction or something from your signal, because you get close to the last known location would be theoretically closer to where the lost individual would be. And then maybe it can get to high ground that area, or have like a drone on it with a signal or something that can go up and search around the area and also transmit signals or receive data if anything's in the proximity. Yeah. Or just like come up with something that is get around the environment issues.
If you did choose 7, we just create our own bounds, create the problem exactly. Like say hey, they're lost. They've been lost for, X amount of hours, or they're, X distance away. Or maybe, something happened. The lunar rover ran out of juice or something, and it's on the dark side of the moon. Mm-hmm. And you're not getting sunlight thing of that nature. So maybe you create the scenario, and then that helps you quantify what exactly the problem is. So yeah, I mean that's the way I see 7 being good, is if you create the bound.
Right, exactly.
It's a two-parter.
Exactly. I have these radio. It's like 433 megahertz transmitters and receivers are teeny tiny. I have a few Raspberry Pis and a few Arduinos. Do you think we could make something like that happen?
Like create like a transmitter with some data?
Yeah.
Yeah, if we went for like the ultimate simple, it's because a comm system, like trying to build one up where you send and decode and get, maybe there's a simple way to do it. There might be comm related things that we could use in place of actually just building one ourselves.
And I was thinking like maybe the lost person, like if we needed to transmit a signal, or if we had to either put a transmitter or a receiver with a person who is lost, we could simulate that person who is lost with just someone who is away from the transmitter with a laptop, or something, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like controlling the Arduino or the Raspberry Pi, with his laptop, and say, hey, this is the computer system that's going to be integrated onto the suit somewhere. That like a year ago, again, back when I was still in that project, I was thinking, okay, what would you use in outer space if you can't rely on the compass, if you can't rely on necessarily GPS, just because I don't know what the satellite situation is around the moon, and maybe I should know, and I just don't. So I thought, okay, well, radio frequencies travel a pretty long distance. I wonder if you could have like a radio beacon, kind of like what Dominic mentioned, and have a receiver in your suit. No, yeah, a receiver in your suit, and if you get lost, you just look for that signal. But then Dominic proposed that, like, okay, well, what if he's out of the range? And I kind of like that. I don't know. I kind of do think we could tie in that, a little robot, because Vin really wanted to make a robot. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think we could tie in the robot to be like, hey, the robot could assist by going to the last known location, kind of thing,
Yeah.
Yeah. And worst case
and
scenario,
it'd even be more versatile than that, because it can go there, poop out a repeater or something, and then move around and maybe even duplicate that, so it can expand its territory, and knowing it will track its trajectory very well, that it wouldn't get lost itself, and can kind of navigate within a proximity around where the people were last seen.
Exactly.
But that is something that I'd say is more like post development, something. Now it's like first come up with the initial. I like that idea of like, hey, have the ability to extend your radius by sending an artifact like a robot over to that last known location.
Yep. And what I like about our idea so far is that if you think about it, it's modular. For example, and what do I mean by that? I mean, the concept itself is modular in the sense that, well, we're taking it in steps. It's like, okay, this is how you would find an astronaut who is lost with this transmitter and this receiver. Okay, they're lost. What if they go beyond that, beyond that signal radius, that signal range? Okay, then we deploy that robot. Okay, hold on. Well, what if we don't get to actually finish the robot? Well, we could still present that one thing, the first thing, We could still present the radio, or it doesn't have to be radio, but like the transmitter and receiver idea, and say, hey, this is how we would find a crew member. That's kind of like the sample of our project. But the remainder of our project, the stuff that needs to be done, is extend our range using an automated rover. The crew member wandered off, so the next step is to deploy the robot to its last known location. Using those coordinate systems, we could I'm sure Vin and I could program a robot to like be like, okay, this is how much I have to rotate and this is how much I have to travel, kind of thing.
Right, and then I guess on the other side, the lost astronaut will then be sending pings out, and then as soon as the receiver receives it, it'll start receiving more accurate location data.
Exactly, and be like, hey, we found you, and then maybe the robot could either go towards the astronaut and lead it back, or you know what I'm saying, something, or maybe we could just end it there and be like, hey, this is it for the demonstration, but moving forward, we want to accomplish X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Here's a quick demo of our project. Beacon, crew member position data, and rover being deployed. And this is what our venue looked like. Here it is from the inside. And here is presentation day. One of my friends even made a video game, and he had no prior experience. All in all, it was a great event. We didn't end up winning anything, but it was still a cool experience. So what can you take from all this? Quite frankly, if you're considering doing a hackathon, I'd say just go for it. It's a great way to step out of your comfort zone, learn a new skill, meet some people, and make some new friends. Some hackathons are beginner friendly, and you get to choose your own challenges and even set the parameters for your project. The stakes are fairly low, so you don't really have anything to lose. And I hope this video has encouraged you to at least give it a try. If not, at the very least, I hope it's shed some light on Hackathon's whole deal. But again, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.